Welcome to Tai Chi. Everybody ready? Let's warm up. Hands at your waist, turn your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stretch your neck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your shoulders. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Expand your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Waist exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Airplane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Touch toe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your hips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Be careful. Shift your weight. Kick your foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Kick your butt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn your knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Heisman, opening up your span, parallel feet. Choose one side, cross and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Short one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, practicing our golden cockerel, good Tai Chi posture, and trying to implement the modification. Okay, here we go. Opening up our span, dropping our shoulders, tucking our butt, hollowing our chest, head erect, tongue on our palate. 50-50. Shift your weight up, counterbalance, out to the side. Down, shift weight, out and to the side, counterbalance. Golden cockerel on its left and right. Shift weight. And up. One more set, up. Down and up. Kicking out. Right hand on the outside, right foot coming up, kicking out in line. Left hand, left foot, up and out. Right hand, right foot up, out in line. Left hand, left foot up, and out. Last one. Holding our ball on a T stance. Modify that ball. Out on an L, move that ball. Stretch. Part the wild horse's mane. Get that angle. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Modify that ball. Move out on an L. Bottom hand advances. Bow stance. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. On a T. On an L. Move that ball. Get that diagonal. Pong. Sit down, sit back. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T. Out and to the side. Move that ball. Stretch out. Pong. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T. Out on an L. Move that bottom hand. Part the wild horse's mane. Stretch out. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball. Modify that ball. Out on an L. Move that ball. Bottom hand advances. Part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down. Hold your ball on a T. Out and to the side. Move that ball. Get your diagonal. Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Hold your ball on a T. Out and to the side, L. Bottom hand advances. Palm. Sit back, sit down. Hold your ball on a T stance, okay? So just kind of reviewing. I'm on a T stance. My ball, the hands and palms are no longer palm to palm, but coming in a little further. I'm rooted down on my back foot. I take my L stance. Bottom hand advances, no different. And my hand in the back stretches out rather than sitting to my side of my thigh, stretches out like this, so that if you drew an imaginary line from the tips of one finger to the other, you would have a diagonal. Okay? Sit back, sit down. Pivot. Repositioning our ball on a T, out on an L. Fingertips go up to the ceiling. Part the wild horse's mane this way. Sit back, sit down. hold your ball in a T stance, okay? So something to look at is my posture. This would be incorrect. Okay, can you see that I'm going to fall down? No matter where my hands are, if my head is not erect and my knee is over my toes, I'm going to fall, no matter how much of a nice diagonal you have. So what do? You bring your knee back and your head always adhering to that silk silver thread that's holding you erect. So to do a good piece, I would have to obey that cable or silk silver thread, and I would have to keep myself erect, even with the modifications with the hand now coming away from our hip. Okay, want to try it one more time for 2 sets and then let's move on, okay? So we're looking at our good posture. We're not reaching for the forward foot. On a T, out to the side, move that ball, stretch out, still have your bow and arrow on a good angle. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball in a T stance, move that ball on an L, bottom hand advances, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball, move on an L, bottom hand advances, bow stance. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball in a T stance, out on an L, move that ball, bottom hand advances, bow stance. Keep good Tai Chi posture. Sit back, sit down, hold your ball in a T stance. Okay, let's do the 10 form all the way through. Okay, here we go. Commencing form. Up on your toe, open, toe, heel, rotate, lift up your hands, push down the water, flex your knees. Repulse of the monkey. Center, up higher, open, glance, open, bring it to your ear, turn your face, meet in the middle, repulsing of the monkey. Center, higher, open, ear, turn your face, meet both hands in the middle as you repulse the monkey. T stance, parallel and higher. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist as you brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, parallel and higher on a T. Ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist as you brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball in a modified way, out and to the side, part the wild horse's mane. Sit back, sit down, pivot, T and ball, L, move the ball, part the wild horse's mane. Today's lesson, flip that hand and join it, then sit back, pivot, 12 o'clock cup, 9 o'clock, flip the hand and meet it. Middle or cup, 3 o'clock, flip and open, middle or cup, 9 o'clock, flip the hands, middle or cup, 3 o'clock, flip the hands and close the stance. Middle or cup, flip the hands and open the stance. Middle, only flip the hands, shift your weight, center, up, golden cockerel. Down, shift weight, up, golden cockerel. Down, right hand, right foot up, and out. Down, left hand, left foot up, and out. Holding our ball on a T stance, we're going to take an L stance by warding off. Getting that angle, but then yet grasping the bird's tail as we look back, sit back. Turn, then square, then contact, push. Separate, roll back, roll forward. Sit back, twist step, hold your ball in the T stance, out in an L, bottom hand advances to ward off, get that angle, but yet grasp the bird's tail, pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, then square, then contact, push, separate, roll back, roll up and forward. Sit back, twist step, open step, in step, off the ground, right hand on the inside of the cross as you embrace the tiger, pulling him up, rotating on your wrist to push out, separate, drop your shoulders, make yourself small as you close your form. Okay, so as you can see, we just have maybe 3 major areas that are relatively new. Okay, so first one I'm going to deal with is cloud hands. So when we do cloud hands, we're going to separate our feet and we're going to separate our hands. So let's start with our hands. So the best way that I know how to teach you is that if you can imagine a big clock in front of you, so that 12 o'clock is up straight, high, your 3 o'clock for you is on the side, and the other side is your 9 o'clock, okay? So at 12 o'clock, let's use our left hand. Our left hand is pointing to the 12. Our right hand sits 2 inches below our navel. This is where 12 o'clock is. It could be that our right hand is up pointing to the 12 and the left hand 2 inches below our navel, depending on where our hands and where we are in the movement. But each time it takes its turn. But whenever it's 12 o'clock, the top hand points to the 12 and the bottom hand, which sits at 2 inches below your navel. When you move into the 3 o'clock position, the top hand flips only if the other hand joins it. You keep on moving. Now the right hand becomes the point of 12 is this 3 o'clock for you? 9 o'clock for you? The bottom hand meets it and then the other hand flips. So it's in this rotation. 9 o'clock, flip and join. 12 o'clock, stem goes down and the fingers point to 12. 3 o'clock, the hand flips, the other one joins it. 12 o'clock, the fingers are pointing on the top, while the other one is 2 inches. 9 o'clock, the hand comes up and the other one flips. We move along at 12. We flip at 3, we join it. 12 o'clock, the stem of the hand with pointing to the 12, while the other right hand is 2 inches below your navel. 9 o'clock, it flips and joins. On and on it goes. So you only see and look at your top hand. And the top hand, usually you're seeing the palm until it flips. Okay? So I'm saying a lot of words, but maybe it's can be helpful, but other times it may not be. So in essence, both hands are doing the same thing, but at different intervals. So we are now only looking at the top hand. The top hand, the palm is facing us. At 3 o'clock, it flips while the other one takes its place. The top hand is now your left hand. The palm is facing you. At 9 o'clock, what does it do? The bottom hand comes up and it flips So now the bottom hand becomes a top hand, therefore the palms are looking at you. It flips again and goes to the bottom, while the left hand takes the palm position. And each time I reach the extremities of the clock, which are 3 o'clock, home base 12, and 9 o'clock, how is my body moving? My body is using its waist to reach out to the extremities. I'm using the waist and my hips to make the turn. It's not merely hand motions. The waist and the hips are an integral part to my movement. Okay, continue what you're doing. You're doing the opposite of what I'm doing. So the top hand, always the palm faces you. When it's time to change, the other hand takes the top position. And we're using our waist and using our hips. Our whole body is coordinated to be a cloud or be several clouds. Okay? Looks like you have it. Okay? But the complication or the challenge then becomes when we cannot only look at our hands, but we have to add our feet. But in the long run, when you learn the hands and the feet enhance the hands and vice versa. They play to each other so that the movement becomes a whole, okay? Becomes logical. So in the feet position now, we'll only take care of the feet. Our feet are like piano keys. Both are down. One comes up on its toe, and then it opens, and guess what? It starts with its toe and then comes down on its heel. Then this one's ready, so the heel comes up on its toe, and then it moves to close. And then this one takes its turn by lifting its heel on its toe, and you're going to open only on your toe. Come down, lift up, bring it over to close, bring it down, lift up, open up, toe to your heel, heel to your toe, toe to your heel, heel to your toe, open, toe to your heel, then change the direction, starting with the left foot. Up on your toe, close the stance, put your heel down, put your heel up, open your stance, put your heel down, lift up your heel, close your stance, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel, heel, toe, toe, heel. Okay? So it's like playing a piano in that when one toe comes down, the other one starts to lift up, moves in this coordinated way. So there's never two toes sitting down or two heels sitting down. And if they are, there's probably ending or starting our cloud hands when two are equally weighted. Okay, so this is a good example of shifting of weight, substantial when it's grounded, and insubstantial when the insubstantial or weightless foot now is able to move. But once it's grounded, then you can lift up the other foot. Okay, a basic tendency of Tai Chi saying that only the weightless or the insubstantial foot can move. No two feet can move together because that's not going to give you balance and safety. Okay? All right, so the challenge becomes now when you put your hands and feet together. Can you just watch first? So we are in the last, this is difficult, so we are in the last parting of the wild horse's mane. We flip that hand and we join it. So now the left hand, the palm is facing me, whereas the right hand, the palm is facing outward. I sit back, I twist. When I twist, I'm addressing my 12 o'clock. Therefore, the left hand fingers are pointing up, while the right hand is in 2 inches below our navel. I open with my left foot. I move my hands. I'm now in the 9 o'clock position. I flip my hand, I join it, I close my stance. Move my hands to its home base, which I will call home base because nothing's going on with my feet. It's equally weighted. The right hand, the palm is facing you, it's on the top. The left hand is 2 inches below your navel. Move into the 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, something happens. The top hand can only flip when the bottom hand joins it. Therefore now the bottom hand becomes the top hand. You open, middle, flip meet, come back, middle, 3 o'clock, flip the hand, join it, and close your stance. Middle or cup, 9 o'clock, flip the hand and join it, and open, middle or cup, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hands only, come back to the 12 o'clock, center yourself, and come up as a golden cockerel to get out of cloud hands, okay? So let's do it again, because it's not all that easy, and I'm looking at people who are new and they're probably wondering what the heck is going on. All right, so we're gonna take it, do it as a drill. We're gonna part the wild horse's mane to the right, okay? Holding your ball nicely, modify that stance, root it down, out on an L, move that ball, part the wild horse's mane. Here it is. Flip the front hand, join it with the palm facing you of the left hand. Sit back, sit down. Pivot and move your hands to the 12 o'clock. So the left hand is pointing, the fingers are pointing to 12, and the stem is down, whereas the right hand is 2 inches below your navel. It become more apparent as you open your pivot on the heel of your left foot, come out to the 9 o'clock, flip the hand and join it and close your stance. 12 o'clock, remember nothing happens, it's home base. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hand, join it, and open your stance. 12 o'clock, nothing happens, but a slow movement to 9 o'clock where you flip your hand, join it, middle at 12, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hand, close your stance. Middle at 12 o'clock, nothing happens. 9 o'clock, flip the hands and open the stance. Middle, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, only flip the hands. 12 o'clock, setting you up on a cup, and then to get out, a golden cockerel. And down, and a golden cockerel. And after this is a kick out, okay? Right foot, right hand up, and out. And left hand, left foot up, and out. And we're gonna hold our ball, and we're gonna do this for next week's lesson. Okay, so it's, if you can watch, how am I gonna, I'm on a T stance. I'm going to part the wild horse's mane. Here it is. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold the ball in a T stance, modification, out on an L, bottom hand advances, part the wild horse's mane. flip that hand and join it. Sit back, twist or pivot, 12 o'clock cup and stem, out to the 9 o'clock flip and close, 12 o'clock cup, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hand and open, 12 o'clock cup, only flip the hands and join it at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock cup, 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hand, join it, middle or cup, flip, meet, open the stance, middle or cup, only flip and join, getting out of cloud hands, center, and up, okay? And down, and up, okay? Any questions? Okay, it's one of the most prettiest or beautiful movement in all of Yang style is cloud hands. It puts you really on a cloud. It takes you to another plane for the viewer as well as the person doing it. It does take time. It does make sense once you take the hands and the feet separately and then join them, so that you feel that you're at an extremity so that you want to open or you want to close. And once you go back out to an extreme, you feel that your body lends itself to an open results. But for the completion or the total seeing of the how cloud hands work, we need to add that piece of last parting of the wild horse's mane. Right hand on the bottom, left hand on the top. Right foot ready to go, right hand ready to go because the bottom hand advances. Weighted down on our left, holding our ball. Out on an L stance, part the wild horse's mane. Here it is. Flip the forward hand so that you see the back of your hand while you join the left hand and put the palm facing you. Sit back, twist, move into a 12 o'clock position. So what do I mean? The left hand is on the top. It's pointing to the number 12 on our clock. And the bottom hand is 2 inches below your navel and a cup position as if you're holding a cup. You're going to pivot on your heel of your left foot as you move your body, so your hands move. At 9 o'clock, you're going to flip the top hand, join it with the bottom hand, and close your stance. Move into the 12 o'clock position. 1, 2, 3 o'clock. Flip the hands, open your stance. 12 o'clock, equally weighted. 10, 9 o'clock, only flip the hands. Move into the 12 o'clock. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hand, close your stance. 12 o'clock, cup. 11, 10, 9 o'clock, flip the hand and open the stance. Middle or cup. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, only flip the hands. 12 o'clock, cup, shift your weight to the left, bring it up, and be a golden cockerel. And down, and be another golden cockerel. And down, cross, right hand outside, and out. Left hand out, right, left foot up, and out. And then next week's lesson, holding your ball on a tee, we're going to ward off. Push our opponent away, but drag him down as if you're grasping the bird's tail. Okay, and we'll go over that next week. So, cloud hands, we remember when we did the drill, we just went up here, down here, up here, down here, and we did it for a lot of times, many times, but that was just trying to make you understand what your feet are doing. But it's very abbreviated and short when it's in the 10 form, and it's very specific. But there is no harm in training your body and your feet and your mind to say, this is the patterning and the understanding of what the feet do when you do cloud hands. And if you don't really understand what is substantial and insubstantial, this surely will be clear to you. The substantial foot is my post. It's helping me to balance and allowing the other foot to be insubstantial, which is only the foot that is allowed to move. If I don't have this foot as a post and grounded, I'm going to lose my balance. Therefore, 100% of my weight has to be on the posted foot, which will then allow me to move. As soon as I put the insubstantial foot that becomes a substantial, I can now add this as my post, then move this foot. And you may say to yourselves, well, I have enough trouble just balancing on my feet. Why do we have to complicate things with our hands? But in the long run, the hands help the feet and the mind to know what is substantial, insubstantial, and put it all together. Okay? So that's why I would suggest that take it apart. Do the hands separately from the feet until you get them really quite automatic, and then mesh them together. If you're having trouble doing that once they're meshed together, then separate it out again. It's no harm, you know. That's, to me,
Latching on to what Lucille says, work with the feet at some time, work with your hands at other times. And then you can put them together over time. But there's another benefit from sometimes, for whatever reason, you can't be up and about and do the full movement as is described and is taught. But you can still get some benefit from something like cloud hands, or even the other movements, in terms of just movement of hands and concentrating on what you're doing. Part of Tai Chi, the psychological aspect of it, is focusing. You focus on a system of body movements, and it just happens to be based on martial arts. It could have been something else, some other precise dance, but you go through the steps over and over again. And if you concentrate and try to get as much detail out of it, it sometimes helps you to focus your mind on something. And it defocuses you from some of the other hundreds of thoughts that run through a typical person's mind. Some people refer to that behavior of our minds in Tai Chi circles as the monkey mind. If you try to think of one particular thought and focus on it, most of us cannot stay on that particular thought and that thought alone but a few seconds. You say you try, and then you get a tiny little thought of something that's totally undetached, but that's our minds. So you play that game with yourself once in a while. But what Tai Chi is trying to do, I think, is to try to make you concentrate on the task at hand, whether it be moving your whole body or just a portion of your body. And in focusing, you tend to defocus the rest. And some people, at the end of doing Tai Chi, maybe when you get out of here, you're finished and you say, what's my state of mind? And a lot of times you get this somewhat placid feeling, relaxed. And if you try to really concentrate and, now what was I thinking about? It takes a little while to come back into focus. And it varies from person to person as to how long it takes. But that's one thing. And cloud hands, you can just sit in a chair. So long as you can rotate and you just And you're focusing, you watch your fingers, you watch how they are. It shouldn't be like this, it should be close. Fingers are like a mitten, and the level at which you're looking at is your fingers are right at your eyes sight, or your sight of vision, with the head erect. Now, you could do it like this, then you're out of Tai Chi posture, or you could look at like this, and you say, well, I'm looking at my fingers, but you want to be in Tai Chi posture. You're seated in a chair, Tai Chi posture, at least the upper portion, and you just watch this, and you know this has to come up, and then this comes down. And you try to do it as smoothly as you can, and you can practice. And you know, the hands move together. Probably the martial arts reason for this is this hand is coming here, comes here, blocks. You want to catch him, you drop your hand, and you can grab him and send him on his way that way. Or you do this, but this guy's coming and somebody's going to attack your midriff. Push him away. Okay, come back up and recycle. Lock, protect, lock, come up, lock and protect. And two hands move together in this particular thing. But what it is each is moving its own circle. One is going clockwise and the other going counterclockwise, and they're slightly out of sync. So sometimes you get lost when you're going so slow in a Tai Chi movement, you lose the pertinence of, or what are you actually doing? And if you get mixed up, just like a propeller, just like an egg beater. One's going this way, one's going that way. But you just happen to go in slow motion, and sometimes you don't think about it, and you get lost along the way. What am I doing? Go back to it. And then slow it down.
So cloud hands is actually a movement in all of Yang style Tai Chi, all the 16 and the 24. Okay, let's practice. Starting from commencing form. Good Tai Chi posture, dropping those shoulders, tucking that butt, hollowing out the chest. Tongue on our palate, head erect. Commencing form. Open. Down, rotate. Where your mittens come up as if you're drawing up water using your core muscles. Relax, push down that water, flex your knees. Come down a little further, rise up into the middle, up higher, open to the ceiling, both palms, glancing at your hand as it comes to your ear, turning to meet both hands in the middle as you repulse the monkey. Center, up higher, glance, bring it to your ear, turn your face, repulse the monkey. 2. T stance, parallel and higher on a T, multitask, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, T and parallel or higher, multitask, ear, heel, hand, turn the hips and waist, brush your knee. Sit back, sit down, pivot, hold your ball in a T stance. We're going to part the wild horse's mane out on an L. Move that bottom hand, part the wild horse's mane. Get your diagonal. Sit back, sit down, pivot, modify the ball on a T. Move that ball on an L. Bottom hand advances, part the wild horse's mane angle. Flip that forward hand and join it. Then sit back. Pivot at 12 o'clock, cup and stem. Open pivot to 9 o'clock. Flip meet, close your stance. 12 o'clock, cup and stem. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip and open your stance. 12 o'clock, stem and cup. 11, 10, 9 o'clock, only flip the hands and join them. 12 o'clock, cup. 1, 2, 3 o'clock, flip the hand, close your stance. Middle or cup at 12. 10, 9, open the stance, flip the hands. 12 o'clock. 3 o'clock, only flip the hands. Shift your weight, we're coming out of cloud hands, and we're setting ourselves up for a golden cockerel. Down, set ourselves up, and up. Down, center, right hand, right foot up, and out. And left hand, left foot up, and out. Holding our ball for next week's lesson, we're going to ward off. We're going to push our opponent away by using our forearm. Out on an L, move that ball. Bottom hand advances, push the opponent away. Get that angle, but yet grasp the bird's tail as you join it with your backhand. Sit down, sit back, turn, then square, then contact. Push your opponent out again. Sit down, sit back, and push him out for the final time. What you do on one side, you do on the other side. Sit back, twist step, hold your ball on a T. We're going to ward off. Out on an L, bottom hand advances to push and forearm on one way. Then yet, grasp the bird's tail. Pull down, pull back, look back. Turn, square, contact, push at your wrist to push him out. Separate and roll back. And roll forward. We're going to apparently close. Sit back, twist step, turn. Open step, open. In step, in. Off the ground, tuck that right hand inside your cross as you embrace the tiger, pulling him up. Rotate at your wrist to push out again. Shoulder level and push down the water. Flex your knees as you do the opposite and close your form. So good job. Okay, happy Halloween. See you next time.